Hey guys, Tepcocyclerepair. Today working on a Generac GP5500. All right, so let me give you a little background on this. We don't get a lot of snowstorms here in North Carolina, and the last time this was running the last snowstorm, so it's been several years ago. Now, the customer dropped it off and stated that the carburetor was messed up and they did something on the inside of it and rigged it up to make it work. So at this point, you have to kind of gamble. Should I pull the carburetor and see what's going on and fix it? If it needs parts, it's going to be an hour labor. So if I got to do that, should I just buy a whole kit? So I did. I just bought a whole kit and I'm going to give it a shot. I got the kit off of Amazon. It comes with, you know, the carburetor. These are generic carburetors on these, by the way. They're not like Keans or anything. So it comes with a carburetor, an air filter, fuel line, fuel filter, fuel petcock, spark plug, and everything, and it's very inexpensive. So we're going to throw it on and see. If it doesn't work, I'll pull it all off. I'm not going to charge them anything for that. I'll go ahead and just contact Generac and buy a carburetor. But let's go ahead and dig into it. So remember, when anything's been sitting for a long time, you always want to drain the fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and drain all this fuel out of here. And jeez, give it a whiff test. Doesn't really smell that bad. All right, but I'm going to take all that out of there, make sure there's no water or anything in there. Looks pretty good from here. I don't see any like grime or anything. Let me see if if there's any rust or anything in there in the tank. All right, the tank looks pretty good. You can see that brown stuff in there. That's not rust. Okay. That's not rust down in there. That is water. All right, so here I opened up the drain on the carburetor and turned it on. You can see now, you can see the water in there. See those drops right there, right there. So some water's coming out of that tank. You can see all the little droplets now building up. All right, we're gonna get all this out of here, drain everything, dry it completely, put all the new stuff on. All right, so I took the one screw out of the bottom here, took the cover off, and the filter here is looking a little rough. I got a new one. All right, I'm going to take this cover off. It's got two 10 millimeters. These are the bolts that bolt the carburetor on. One, two, oops, get that out of the way. All right, so one there, and that'll get the carburetor out of the way. You have our vent, a breather right here. It's not a vent, it's a case breather. And then should be another mount on the bottom. Yeah, right there. 10 millimeter right there. So we'll get all those off, get the airbox out of the way, and then I can pull the fuel line and stick it in my recovery tank, turn around, just let it all dump out. All right, so the airbox is off. The only other part I took off was the tank vent line right here that goes into the airbox right there, connects right there. They didn't have this hooked up for some reason, so we're gonna make sure that gets hooked back up. I'll make sure this line is clear, and this is what vents the gas tank. All right, so I got the oil draining out, just using suction hose right there. The tank is empty, letting that air dry. I'm gonna get and take the carb off. Now, we took the two bolts off of the airbox. That's what secures the carburetor itself, so you can see the carburetor is loose now. We have our linkage up top, and we have our fuel petcock here. I'm going to loosen this, take this off. I'm going to just leave it connected to the carburetor, and then this right here, the spring is connected right here, and then this, when I pull the carburetor off, this will pivot around, and I'll be able to pull it up this way. So this, you can see that angle right there, needs to be lined up with this, so I can pull it up out. So it's pretty simple. Let me just get and unbolt this right here. All right, so with that out, there's a bunch of rust built up in here. So yeah, I'm glad we're replacing that as well. All right, so this is what the kit comes with here. It's got the new gaskets. That's the pivot screw for the choke. It mounts right, is it right here? There's a pin that goes in there. There's your choke handle, fuel filter, spark plug. This is your fuel valve here with a new strainer and an O-ring and a new fuel line, air filter. Should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this old one off and put the new stuff on. All right, so let me show you this. I'll try to do this with one hand. So we have the spring on there and then the lever. See, I just rotated the carburetor and that arm was going to come off. And then the spring is there. And then we can just, we need my other hand for this, but we can just pull the spring and unhook it. All right, so far, everything's lining up fine. Surprisingly, all the gaskets that came with this kit are working perfectly and they're the right size. So let's keep on going. So the new fuel strainer, you just push it down in there and the O-ring is there and that's going to seal everything up. So let's get this in here. Oh, oil's almost done. Let's work this in here and get this all tightened back up. All right, so I've opened and closed this a couple times, get the fuel flowing through here, making sure I don't have any leaks or anything, everything is good. So now we have to put the fuel filter on and the new fuel line. So we're gonna have to cut the fuel line to the size that we need to fit the fuel filter in there. So let's get that going. Then the new fuel filter is gonna go, somewhere around here. It's a pretty big filter for this, but we'll see. All right, so I ended up using a different filter, another one I had in stock, because this one is just quite a bit longer, and you could make it work, but it's not needed. And I didn't want to have any of these angles to kink at all. I want these to be nice and smooth. Smooth curves here, and this one worked good. This one has a small magnet in it too, and the tank does have a little bit of rust in it, so any dust and stuff will get in there, it'll catch it. All right, carb's mounted back in with the 210s. Make sure you put this plate in. It supports the air filter when air filter's in here. We have our new air filter. I'm going to wipe this up here, get the air filter in, put the cover back on, fill it up with oil, put the new spark plug on, which it comes with this one here. But I want to see if everything in the kit works, so we're just going to use everything. So far, we know that the filter was a little bit long. I could have made it work, but that's the only thing so far I had to change. Everything else is the same. Filling up with fuel. All right, got the rusty spark plug replaced. Generic spark plug. So I'm going to go ahead and clean my tools up here and we'll fire it up and see what it does. All right, let's see what it does. Gotta turn the on switch on. All right, it's running good. All right, that was good. You saw it started in one pull. The first pull, I didn't have that switch on. I forgot these have that red kill switch there. Turn the switch on, one pull, and it started. So what I like to do with these is I'm going to let it sit here overnight. I'm going to come back and check it, make sure nothing's leaking, everything is dry before I call the customer and tell her it's ready. But right now, everything is looking good. Started up, ran good, no problem. So I think that kit's a good option. I don't remember how much it was, like under 25 bucks for everything. And I'll put a link in the description so that you can get that kit if you have one of these generators. The things that we face as a shop is that it's not worth me pulling a carburetor apart, soaking it, cleaning the whole thing, putting it back together to find out that the petcock is clogged up with rust, having to order that. It's just one thing after the other. And if a kit comes with just about everything and it's worth it, I think I should let you guys know about it so that it's something you can purchase and it saves you time and money. So anyway, guys, hopefully this helps you out. Do me a favor, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell for further notifications. I really need some encouragement to keep this channel going because it's only bringing in pennies, but you know how it is. I enjoy doing it. That's what I do this for. It's really not about money, but if I get some comments, it just helps encourage me, and I really enjoy hearing what people have to say. So please do me a favor, just drop a comment down there for me. All right, until next time, Tepcocyclerepair.